Welcome to more canning, because that's pretty much what I got going on today. Tomatoes, I got about 5 gallons that I need to process, so I decided I'm going to attempt barbecue sauce. I've never made this before, so this is going to be a learning experience for me and you. I looked at a ton of recipes. I found one that sounds really good. For those of you that want to know, it is a tested recipe. I will put it in the description down below for you, but let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I have to do is I have to actually process all these tomatoes, right? I've shown you my sauce master, you've seen it in action. I'm gonna put it together for you. So that's gonna be the little bit you're gonna get today, is I'm gonna show you how this thing goes together. I'm gonna warn you, it doesn't always go well to put it together. We lost the directions a while back. We have no idea where they are. The directions never really helped putting it together. It was always one of those things we had to kind of figure out. So we're gonna figure this thing out together. Here we go. So because we are making something that needs super smooth, tomatoes, I'm going to be using the berry screen, which is the smallest screen, because I just want the tomato goodness. I don't want any extra things. Oh dear, I'm throwing things already. See, I'm telling you, it's going to be an experience, guys. Okay. Oh man. So you saw it one time when it was hooked up to the counter. Brandon actually built an extension onto my kitchen cart, so it works out really well. It's a perfect height. It's a little low for him, but it's really good for me. So obviously the very first thing you're going to want to do is get this guy hooked on here. You want them tight. Not like insanely tight, but definitely tight enough. Okay, so that is like where everything's gonna hook from. So now here's the fun part. You gotta kind of put this together in one shot, otherwise it doesn't really work. So you've got this is what goes inside the this thing, and it's what causes the mechanism to move. So this has got to go in this way, and then that's where the handle goes. That goes here, and that lines up. I'm not tightening it just quite yet, just putting that there so it stays. And then you've got auger and then the berry screen. That shoves on. Oh dear. This could be interesting. See, now that I'm thinking about this, I think the berry screen might be too small. I think I'm going to run down and I'm going to go get the pumpkin screen, which is the middle-sized screen. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and I got the pumpkin screen, which is the middle size. So that, I need the auger. Same thing. Make sure you always have the O-ring in there, otherwise you get a mess and it's just bad. So that goes there. Then this is the splash screen / whatever. That's got to go on and get tightened at the same time that you tighten everything. So basically, why this is so tricky is that kind of everything's got to get done at once, which is the frustrating part. And this is just the thing you put in there to put everything down. But there you go. That's how it goes together. It goes together about 10 times easier than putting it back in the box. That's a whole nother thing. I probably can make a 20-minute episode on just that, which we're not gonna do. Okay, so for this recipe, obviously you need tomatoes. You need lots of tomatoes. About 20 cups chopped. So I'm gonna do probably about that. I'm just gonna do all 5 gallons and we're gonna see where I'm at. I can go out and pick more if I need to, because I picked these about 36 hours ago. So I know that there is some out there that is like right at that point where they're almost ripe, but they're not too ripe. So we're gonna get started, and you guys have seen me process stuff before. So let's get to it. Okay, so apparently my battery died. So you didn't get to see a lot of the processing, but you've seen that before. You don't need to see it again. But my battery is good now, so we're all good. Anyway, we need 2 cups of onions. So obviously I'm gonna use my onions that I picked. Video, look right there, there it is. I'm gonna use a lot of the small ones, basically because, what else am I gonna use them for? The bigger ones are better for like when you're only chopping. These things I'm gonna pulverize to almost nothing. And we need 2 cups of pulverized to almost nothing. So here we go. So this doesn't happen often, but both times I hit just about a cup, so we're good. But yeah, onion pulp. Alright. So that, this light so you can see better. It's what I got going on in there. The stuff is to about there. So it's about halfway up, which is where I wanted it. And yeah, I've got to put 5 cloves of garlic minced up, just like I minced up that, into there. But I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so in here I've got all my tomatoes, I've got 2 cups of onion, I've got 5 cloves of garlic minced up, and to that I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of celery seed. Not celery salt, celery seed. So it's a little, you can see it, I don't know if it'll focus for you, not really, but celery seed. Now I think I might have a little bit over 20 cups of tomatoes. So I might actually add a bit more. I added a little extra onion because I like onion. Garlic I left the same. But I might add just a little bit more celery seed. I know, playing with the recipe. Just for flavor. The celery seed's not going to throw the acidity off because I'm not messing with any of the acid stuff in it. That will all be the same. So basically you're going to let this cook for about 20 to 30 minutes before we add any of the other ingredients. So I'll show you the other ingredients when we get to that point. Okay, so as you can see, it has majorly cooked down. You couldn't even see the spatula before, but now you can. So we're going to add everything to this. We're going to start out with 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. And make sure when you're canning, you always use bottled lemon juice because it's concentrated. Fresh lemons sometimes don't give you enough of the boost. We're also going to put a cup of vinegar in. And then mixed in here, I've got 2 tablespoons of salt and 1 tablespoon of ground mustard. So that's going in. Now for the good stuff. I've got just shy of 2 cups of packed brown sugar. I'm gonna put this down so I can get this in here without making a gigantic mess. So that's in there. And finally, molasses. Now, I personally love molasses. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I actually did a little less brown sugar, and I actually added a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons. I lowered the brown sugar a little bit and I added a tablespoon of molasses. So now we're to the point where we want this to cook down a little bit more. I'm also going to add, I was going to add some ginger, but apparently I'm out of ginger, so we're not adding ginger. But now I want this to cook for about another 20-25 minutes, and then we'll taste it and decide if I need to add anything else to it. Okay, so while that is boiling away, I'm going to confess a couple things. One, I've added a lot more molasses than the recipe calls for. I'm at about a half a cup at this point. And the reason? It just tastes like tomato. There was no flavor to it. So I think I had a lot more tomatoes in there than I originally thought. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to double everything. So I think that that's the issue. I think I might actually have a double recipe going on. So I'm gonna double everything. I'm gonna see if that fixes it. If not, we're gonna go from here and see what happens. But just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Okay, so it has hardcore reduced. It's about down to here now. So it's really reduced, darkened a lot. Oops, sorry about that, guys. There it goes. Okay. Yeah. So let's try this. So what I'm gonna do, give it a good stir. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this is a double batch, so I just doubled everything, and it seemed to take on the more effects of a barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna make a mess doing this, but show you guys. All right, so there it is. Hopefully it focuses so you can actually see it. All right. It tastes like a molasses-based barbecue sauce. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna get set up and I'm gonna get this jarred. I have no idea how many jars it's gonna take, but we're gonna find out. So I've got 11, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 pints of barbecue sauce. These things are gonna go in the water bath canner for 20 minutes and then it'll be ready to go. I'm not gonna show you guys the water bathing process because you know how that goes. You've seen it a bunch of times. I'll link a video here so you can watch the water bathing on another video. But I'll show you the finished product when we're all done. See you soon. Okay, they're done. Here they are. 11 pints of barbecue sauce. Hopefully it's good. I've only got 4 that have sealed so far, so I'm kind of hoping that the rest of them seal soon. But yeah, there you go. Barbecue sauce. First time ever making it. I think it was successful. We'll find out. I did have a little bit that was not enough for a jar, so that's going to be what I'm going to use. I'm going to use it tomorrow probably on something. I don't know what. Alright guys, so it is a new day, and like I said, I had some of the barbecue sauce that, well, this was actually not all of it, but this is just what I poured out, that just wasn't enough for a jar, so I put it in the fridge, and that's what I'm going to eat first. I already had some chicken chunks that I had grilled up a couple days ago, so I'm going to, basically I have grilled chicken nuggets. So we're going to try this actually on something instead of just trying it. So, I mean, quality-wise, it's coating nicely. Pretty good. Pretty good. Gabe's standing down here. You can't see him. He is, like, hoping that I drop this. But it's so good. Okay, this is really good. Definitely can tell you this barbecue sauce is not for everybody because it's super sweet, but I really like it. I really like it. So yeah, it's definitely a winner. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more of this. And I'm running out of tomato ideas, so let me know what you guys want to see. And yeah, I'm gonna keep eating my nuggets because they're awesome. Talk to you later, guys.